Hi everyone, it's Stephanie Kakras here, and I'm showing up to do a random live on a Saturday afternoon because I've been doing a bit of research about a hormone called dopamine, and I wanted to talk to you about that. But first of all, I want to welcome all the new members to the group. We are on a mission to support families, to help kids to have an awesome screen time balance. It's something that we've personally struggled with ourselves because our kids love screens and we're super busy entrepreneurs, so we love that our kids love screens in many ways because it lets us get our work done. However, you know, as we know, too much screen time can be detrimental to their physical and emotional and just general health and balance. And it also, you know, we also want them to be helping more around the house and being more involved in the family, etc. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the ScreenCoach founders. It's probably my husband and his business partner Gary's project, but I've definitely been involved from the beginning, and I have a master's in psychology, and so I'm really supporting them with the psychological side of how we can help, I guess. So if you're watching live, please say hello. I'd love to see you. And if you're watching the replay, just pop hashtag replay underneath so that I know that you've watched. And if you've got any questions, either now while I'm watching live, or if you're watching the replay, please please type them in the comments and I'll come back and answer them later on. So before I talk about dopamine, I just wanted to tell you about two things that are happening in the group. Right now, at the moment, we have got a giveaway happening, and I'll pop the link to the giveaway in the comments. Hey Claire, nice to see you. And we're giving away a $150 Amazon gift voucher, or a Red Balloon voucher, or a one-on-one strategy session with a parenting expert to help you with your screen time or anything else that you would like help with. And all you need to do for that is to click on the link in the post, and a little beautiful messenger bot will take you through the steps. But basically you need to invite 5 people to the group who you think would be an awesome fit and who would love to get support with their screen time with their families. So the second thing that's happening is that next Saturday at 11 a.m. Melbourne time, I'm going to be interviewing a pediatrician and a mother of 4 who is going to help us to talk about how to get your kids motivated, how to get them out of bed and up and dressed, and to also talk about the medical side of screens and their recommendations from the American Pediatric Society, which is also pretty similar to the Australian regulations as well. So keep an eye out for an invitation to that event. I'll be coming on live on Monday night at 8 p.m. Melbourne time to announce the winner of the giveaway. So it's Saturday midday, so you've still got 2 days and a bit to enter that. So hopefully you'll do that. So today I would like to talk a little bit about dopamine and how it impacts our brains. I was going to say our child's brains, but actually it impacts every human being's brains, and probably every mammal as well, but I haven't looked that far. So dopamine is a chemical, they call it the motivation chemical. So it's a chemical, it's a neurotransmitter that's released in the brain in anticipation of a reward. So it motivates us to take action because we are anticipating a reward. Okay, so anytime we're doing any activity where we anticipate some kind of a feel-good thing at the end of it, or some kind of a pass a goal, or make an achievement, or if we're going to get some praise or some feedback, then that helps to release dopamine and it helps us become motivated. Now, of course, screen time, and in particular video games, are like rewards on steroids, because the kids are always, you know, most of the games are either building things or earning, you know, a lot of them are about earning points getting through levels, you know, the flashing up on the screen saying, yay, you know, you did it, you got through this level, or you combated this boss, or you beat this enemy, or you know, even for Minecraft and for the building ones, you get rewards of more, you know, more different clothes to wear. I can't think of the proper term, but you know, you get access to more resources. So there's always that where you're doing things and you're always getting rewards. And so when the kids are playing the games, they're getting this constant release of dopamine. So that's all well and good, except that what happens with the dopamine release is that our brains have like a dopamine threshold. So that if we're playing video games a lot, or if we're doing an activity that's really rewarding to us, then the dopamine increases and increases. And to get that same feeling, the threshold increases, we actually need to have more. So, you know, we could liken it to, you know, a lot of people would liken it to like a threshold with a drug, for instance, alcohol. So someone who hardly ever drinks alcohol, you know, they might only need 1 glass of alcohol to feel a little bit tipsy because their threshold is really low. Someone who drinks like 3 or 4 glasses a night, or who drinks regularly a lot, in order to feel a little bit tipsy or in order to feel a little bit drunk, they need to actually drink more. So what happens is that with this dopamine threshold, that the kids actually need more and more rewards and more stuff that's interesting in order to have that same motivational feeling. So that's why they're always continuously drawn back to the screens. And in comparison, anything that we want them to do that's off screens, you know, like help around the house, or do something like play Lego if they're younger, or build something, or draw, or do a jigsaw puzzle, or clean the kitchen, or do some gardening, or whatever. In comparison, the reward bonus for those is very, very low. And so there's just no motivation there to do it at all. But the good news is that when we take the screens away, or when we give kids that regular time off screens, the threshold drops quite quickly. So after 2 or 3 days off screens, then, you know, it will become such as those normal day-to-day boring activities will become a little bit more engaging for them. So, or if, you know, if the whole idea of taking kids off screens for 3 or 4 days, you know, sends you into an anxiety panic, which it does for me for sure. The other option, of course, is to take kids away from screens, you know, let them play for a couple of hours and then get them off for an hour or 2 or more, so that you've got those breaks in between, and then their brain has a chance to reset. And it's the same with us adults as well. Like, I know myself, you know, I always find myself drawn, especially for me, Facebook is my thing, because, you know, if I post, then I've got that anticipation of the reward of people commenting and people saying that they like what I post, and that can be really super addictive as well. There's also the social engagement aspect of it, and you know, just that in general, that reward. So it might be a really good idea to sit down by yourself and brainstorm some ways that you can reward your kids for doing things that are so-called boring. Okay, so we could, you know, reward our kids with, you know, if they do some things around the house, we could reward them with more screen time. We could reward them with compliments. We could reward them with you playing a game with them, a board game, or you know, taking them down for a play at the park, or whatever it is that they like. It's a little bit trickier for teenagers because you know, their rewards is more around their friends and things like that. So, you know, if they help around the house, then their reward is maybe they get to go out with their mates or have a mate over or whatever. So yeah, I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's a bit of food for thought. The other thing is I've also been doing a little bit of research on serotonin, which is the feel-good hormone, which helps us to yeah, just generally feel good about life. And a healthy diet and really a good exercise are 2 things that are really critical and quite powerful in boosting serotonin levels, and also sunshine. Vitamin D is also something that's really important. And my personal opinion is that not my personal opinion, the research that I've done is that there are a lot of children who are very low on vitamin D because we've gone overboard with the Sun Smart message, and also, so we're a bit scared to let our kids be out in the sun, but also because kids are on screen so much, they spend a lot more time indoors because parents are scared. Also, they don't roam the streets like we did when we were kids. It's too busy, and safety dangers and all that kind of stuff. In terms of outside free range play is a lot less. So the three key things to raising serotonin are vigorous exercise. So you're better off doing a short sprint. Kids are much better off doing a short sprint rather than a longer, slower walk or something, if that's possible. So a bike ride or doing some running around. A frisbee or flying a kite's really great for that because they have to run and chase, or kicking a ball or whatever. And then looking at your vitamin D levels and considering a good vitamin D supplement if you suspect that they're low for you and your kids anyway. So just a disclaimer that I'm not a medical professional, and if you do need medical assistance, please do seek help from a professional. And anything you do from what I say is purely your own responsibility. I have to say all that for legal reasons. But yeah, I'm going to finish up there. So I hope that's been helpful for you. I certainly found that information really useful to explain to my very intelligent son, who's now 16. I remember going through that, talking to him about those dopamine levels when he was about 8 or 10. And, it really helped him understand why he found it so hard to get off the screens and to do anything else. And so when he understood that brain mechanism, he was much more, he just understood the process, and he was much more likely to come and do something else and understand that he just needed to work through that boredom for a certain period of time until his brain reset, and then everything else would feel okay again. I do feel for teachers, in classrooms, because they're really struggling to keep the kids engaged for this exact reason. So I hope that's been helpful, and I'm going to stop talking now. But if you want to enter our competition, we would love to have you, and welcome again to all the new people in the group. There's some categories. If you have a look on the right hand side, we've already had some discussion in here. Did a brilliant expert interview with Ali Benkoff, who talked about how to help with those tech tantrums and how to support your kids through their emotional ups and downs when it comes to screen time. Claire is saying the vitamin D thing is key. I'm frustrated at the moment we can only leave the house for 1 hour a day for exercise, making it very challenging to get kids energized and off screens even more. 100% agree, Claire. My daughter is terrified to even leave the house. Not terrified to leave the house, she doesn't want to go outside, and she's very sensitive, and go down the park and then to see everyone in masks, and she can't use the play equipment, and it's really, really tricky at this time for people who are in lockdown. But I know that that's only temporary. It's not going to last forever, so we just need to do what we can do for now and make the most of it when the sun's shining like it is this morning. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again on Monday night for the winner of the giveaway, and then 11 a.m. next Saturday morning when I'm interviewing Katie, who's the pediatrician and parenting stay-at-home mum, with some more awesome tips about how to manage your family screen time. I shall sign off and have a great day.